Now, Colorado is the best show, not just in college football, but in all of sports. Right now, let me give you an example. A number of prominent sports books say that they're taking more action on Colorado's next game than almost every single game in week one of the NFL this weekend. Now, think about that for a minute. A team that went 1-11 in college last year is taking more action this week than virtually every other game in week one of the NFL season. Week one of the NFL season. That's insane. So, who do they have next? Who do the Buffs play next? What game is taking all this action? Freaking Nebraska. Freaking perfect. And while the Buffs are enjoying all the hype, the one thing I will say about them, they're not getting lost in all the sauce. In fact, I think it's the opposite. They're trying everything they can to maintain their edge and stay up for this game. Like Deion's saying, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You earned it. But don't forget why you're getting all this run. Don't forget what got us here already. Check out Deion saying that the Nebraska game is totally personal.
Everywhere you go, coach, from high school on up or from youth league on up, you're going to have rivalries. And just learning the dynamics of the different rivalries I like it. It's delightful. So I've learned the severity, the serious nature of this rivalry, and I'm embracing it 100%. This is personal. That's the message of the week. This is personal.
Actually, I think the message of the week is that it's delightful. You go
delightful.
Around.
So I've learned.
You go around. You check out rivalries in all sports. It's how do you call it? It's delightful.
I like it. It's delightful. So
it's charming. It's quaint. It's delicious. It's delightful. It's scrumptious. That made me laugh. It's delightful. No, but you know what's even better than it being delightful? It's, quote, personal. Personal. Personal to Deion? Personal to this totally overhauled roster? Do any of these young players even know that there's an existing rivalry between Colorado and Nebraska?
This is personal.
Personal? Personal for these dudes who got there like 6 hours ago? Suddenly, they're all personally invested in the Nebraska rivalry. Sounds absurd, right? But it's actually delightful. It's actually classic Coach Prime. And by the way, there was a rivalry between these two schools. And they hated each other's guts. It was one of the all-time rivalries. Colorado and Nebraska back in the day went at it, yo. They hated each other's guts. So Prime is just tapping into that. His main strength is his ability to motivate and sell and get his players and his people to buy in. That's what's making this guy elite right now, and that charisma. He had to find something this week, so why not embrace the hate? Especially since, well, they're getting a lot of hate still, but they're getting a lot of love. Why not lean into a once heated rivalry and make it heated once again? That's smart. I'm here for it. I'm all for it. I love it. Not only that, like I said, one of his main strengths is buy-in, getting a buy-in. Of course, his son is going to buy in, but Shador said, hey, listen, Pop's right. We don't like Nebraska.
We just know the history of it. Colorado, we don't like Nebraska. So that's just what it is. We just gotta focus on that. Okay, cool. We don't like Nebraska, but that's not really gonna change like the preparation or anything like that. Because we prepare like nobody likes this. Because we know we're gonna get everybody's best game. So it's just another thing on top of like a little bit more motivation, just a little bit. But we gotta already be motivated.
I'm getting a kick out of this whole thing. Like Shador. First of all, the guy's incredible. I still can't get over that first game. I still can't get over watching what he did against TCU. But I love Shador saying, hey, man, we don't like Nebraska, all right? We just don't. The guy from Jackson State a year ago. But Prime said, hey, listen, just so you all know, there is history here. We don't like them. It's personal. we don't like Nebraska is great, but, quote, we prepare like nobody likes us because we know we're going to get everybody's best game is even better. A team that was 1-11 last year knows that they're going to get everybody's best game. And that is something else. So for all you haters who think that team is so cocky and so arrogant and so classless, the star quarterback and the coach's son sounds pretty much the opposite of all those things to me. I like what I see from him. I like the way he plays. I like the way he carries himself. I like what I hear. Makes me wonder about the other side. A Nebraska fan, does this not bring you back? Does this not bring you back to a great day, Nebraska, when you used to be dominant? When you used to hate Colorado, and Colorado used to hate you. Man, the good old days. Husker fan, right? So if Prime knows that there was a rivalry, and Prime thinks it's personal, and Prime's players don't like Nebraska, I really wonder what Nebraska's side of this is. I really wonder what their head coach is saying. I know what Coach Prime is saying. What about Coach Matt? What's Coach Matt Rule saying? Is he on the other side telling his guys, oh yeah? Well, we hate Colorado even more. Because he should be. And I wonder if the game is personal to Matt Rule as it is to Prime. Because it should be too.
This is personal.
It should be. You know what? It's the ultimate save face opportunity. It's a great opportunity for Matt Rule. It's a great opportunity to save face after that same old Huskers debut. So if Rule wants the energy around his program to flip, if he wants the energy to blow right through the roof, just beat Prime. Just beat the Buffs. Just beat these supposedly overrated, overhyped, overblown Buffaloes. And then almost everybody will love Matt Rule in Lincoln as much as they love Coach Prime in Boulder. Now, on the flip side, losing this game would be a bad thing for Matt Rule. Like, I love the hire. I do. I love that hire. However, he's the one who is supposed to be the ultimate program flipper. That's why they brought him in. He's the one who is supposed to be the guy to author the big turnaround. Honestly, Deion moved in on his act. And if Deion beats Rule this week, he will have basically swiped Rule's act right from underneath him. And before you tell me, say, hey, Rome, why don't you give the guy some time? Deion didn't need any time. Prime didn't need any time at all. He got there like 7 months ago and has already got them in the top 25. I love this game. Love this game. Massive game. Great jungle game. It's Coach Prime's Boulder debut. Man, that game is so big. I fully expect more texts from Rogan Lowe. That's how big I expect this game to be. I expect my kid to actually text me. Rogan Lowe. He suddenly discovered my digits. And he not only texts me, he texts me like in this fired up mode. Fired up text that'll probably read something like this. Hey, Pop. I know you're all about that corn life. I know you're all about Nebraska. I know that Nebraska's always had your back. Jim-O's. I know that. I get that. Know this, Pop. I don't give a damn about that because I'm a buff. I'm a buff now. And being a buff means hating Nebraska. Coach Prime and his fam said so. Yo, Pop, pass this along to Dodger Jano. I will never eat corn ever again. I will never wear red ever again. Feel me, Pop? Hold up now, son. Don't interrupt me, Pop. And yes, football was the very last thing on my mind when I applied to become a buff. But now it's the very first thing. It jumped ass right over pickleball for me. It's personal for me, and it has been for a long-ass time. Like 10 minutes. Feel me, Pop?
This is personal.
It's deeply personal. So I got a message for you, Pop. The message of the week. For you, for Dr. Jano, for all of Husker Nation. It's personal, and I hate Nebraska. Love Rogues. Blow you up Saturday during the game. Look for my text. Peace. I'm out. I'm saying that kid couldn't give a damn about college football. Couldn't give a damn about Buffs football. And there he was, week one, blowing me up via text the entire game, as I mentioned earlier in the week. Normally, if I wanted to run down Logs, I had to snap him. There was no way he was ever going to respond to any of my texts. And all of a sudden, my phone's just going crazy. I'm like, uh-oh, something bad happened. No, it was Rogues just hyping, quote, his Buffs. In Nebraska, you want to jump up in here. Deion just said it's personal. Shador said, we hate them. Husker fan, what do you think? How do you think it's going to go? What do you make of the renewed rivalry? I love it. It's a great, great matchup and a great jungle game. 1-800-636-8686.